Okay. Open up the chat. Getting all prepped here for the pre-show coming up at 8. There we go. I put the first chat out there. Okay, now I'll be sharing my video. And while I'm doing this, you may hear a little bit of an echo. That is temporary until I get done doing this, and then everything will be okay. Now, here we go. I'll be sharing my video. Oh, boom! Look at that. While I'm doing this, you may hear. Oops. You may hear a little bit of an echo. And we'll do 2 more shares here. Share it to Jack Shadow's page. And we'll share it to, last but not least, we'll put it on the Chiller Night group page here on Facebook. All right, there we have it. Now we'll shut off this echo. Echo. Deborah says, hello, Chiller Thrillers. Hello, Deborah. Thanks for joining us. Ava says, hey, baby. Hey, baby. Right back at you. Deborah says, hi, Ava. That's right. Ava's out and about tonight. So, yeah, look at that. I'm getting better every week. I'm all set up, rip roaring, ready to go. All right. Ghoul World Order says, hey, how's everyone doing tonight? Buzzkiller Talking Zombie from Western Pennsylvania. Doing pretty good there. Can't complain. David says, good evening. Chilled champagne, popped and poured. Cheers. All right, David. Mary says, hello from Florida. Oh, hello, Mary. That's cool. Thanks for joining us. How's Florida tonight? I bet it's pretty nice. Cassandra says, hi, everybody. Hey, Cassandra. John says, good evening, everyone. Well, good evening, John. One of our YouTube viewers. Oh, yeah, it's 7:59. Doing pretty good. I'm always impressed with myself when I get on here and actually things are actually working. Blows my mind. All right. We'll be starting right at 8 o'clock. The Chiller Night pre-show. All right, looks like we've already got pretty good viewership going on. Aha! And it is 8 o'clock. Hey everybody, this is Brian Hogue. Welcome to the Chiller Night Live pre-show, where from 8 p.m. until a few minutes shy of 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I will chat with the viewers, I will talk to you, we'll discuss the upcoming Chiller Night television programming, which will air on Stream TV beginning at 9 p.m., which will run on and off between then and 3:30 a.m. It's just crazy. So if you like the old Chiller movies of yesteryear, the classic and the not so classic, well, you've come to the right place, or at least the gateway, the segue to where you need to go, because at 9 p.m. then just go to streammedia.tv, where you can watch Chiller Night programming throughout the night. So Raymond says, hi. Hey, Raymond, thanks for joining us. John says, what these people logging on? They're logging on into the most fun you can get for free. It's time again for Chiller Night Pre-Show with Brian Hogue. This is Crozak the Grand, and here is the man, a man himself. All right, well, thank you, John and Crozak the Grand. Appreciate it. Paul says hello again. Hey, Paul, thanks for joining us. Cool World Order says, who's our guest tonight? Aha! We will let me put the schedule up. Hopefully that's what you're all looking forward to tonight at 9 p.m. So let me put that up here without any further hesitation. All right, tonight at 9 p.m., Jack Shadow features Terror, Creatures from the Grave. And then at 11 p.m., our guest tonight is, this is the new Chiller Chat for Stream TV, Leah Dawn Madden. That was just the one from earlier this week, 11:30 p.m., Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Indestructible Man. And 1:30 a.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is George Gronzi. That was from the 13th of this month. And 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is The Devil Bat. And speaking of George, I mean, you see the Ghoul World Order on there, so check out his online show, because that's what he's on talking about. So check it out, check it out. And let's see, Michelle sending a pretty cool looking skull there, I gotta say, Michelle. So thank you, thanks for joining us. All right. Now that's the schedule for tonight. Well, let's see, I'll get to that a little bit later. Let me delete that so I don't even want to look at it right now. Okay, I was at the Butler Paranormal Conference earlier today, and that was in Lindora, PA, not too far away from here. And that was pretty good, very well attended. I was very pleasantly surprised to see how many people showed up for it. So very cool. Because last year I know that they had to cancel it due to the virus and all. And but this year I was very happy to see such a big turnout. And some of the guests that were there, some of the guest speakers are actually going to be appearing on Chiller Chat within the coming weeks and months. So that was pretty cool. All right. Cool World Order says, thank you, Brian. Hey, absolutely, not a problem. And Brad says, it's the Chiller Night pre-show with Brian Hogue, starring Brian Hogue. Now, here's Brian. Thank you, Brad. Glad you're with us tonight. Yeah, it was a good day. Met some neat people there at the Butler Paranormal Conference, and like I said, they're going to be on Chiller Chat coming up. And the neat thing about Chiller Chats, where did I put that? The neat thing about Chiller Chats is very soon, as you can see, I will not only have the ability to, normally what I do is I put the picture up and then the guest name. Well, now, thanks to Tom, if you're out there, Tom Paisley, who's pictured there, you can see the video of him. He and I were messing around with, that was one of the nights after one of the Chiller Chat episodes. We got on there and was messing around with the video and audio capability. And it looks like we're going to be able to have guests on with the video in place of just a static picture. So that's really cool. It's a neat way of, Diana Silvio says, hello, hey, Diana. And but it's a neat way of kind of evolving into the next step there for Chiller Chat. So I'm very happy with that idea. So, and you know, if you're interested in being a guest on Chiller Chat and you don't want to do the video thing, that's fine. I can put your picture up there as well. And maybe, just maybe, we can use Zoom for audio only with your picture on there, if we want to go that route. We'll see. I admit I don't know how all of this works yet, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it very slowly but surely, so we're getting there. And neat thing about Chiller Chat is coming up in 2 weeks, on May 8th, it'll be the 13th year anniversary for Chiller Chat. We actually started Chiller Chat out in the very second episode of the hosted horror shows way back in May of 2008. So guess I can turn that off for now. I'm sure you get the point. John says, it's magical. It's magic. Okay, it's magic. Yes, it is. Brian says, hello all. Hey, Brian, thanks for joining us. Roger Carroll says, hello. Hey, Roger, thanks for joining us. Brad says, guess what I'm watching right now? It's on pause. Godzilla vs. Kong on HBO Max. Remember, no spoiling. No. Well, I hope you enjoy. I do. I hope you enjoy the movie. I thought it was fun and entertaining. So, hope you do too. All right, so like I said, we are going to be coming up on the 13th year anniversary of Chiller Chat. Now, Chiller Chat is the talk show that I do, and it is it has been for a while done in the studio, in the TV studio in Oil City. Now, we haven't done it that way for a while, or sometimes it's just a lot more practical for me to do it here. Like I'm doing this show here, but we've actually been doing live shows since the beginning of the year, really. I mean, there was a couple weeks where we didn't do a live one, but we've been having them every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So check it out. There'll be another one this coming Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It'll be on the Chiller Night Theater Facebook page and the Chiller Night Theater YouTube channel. So, Glam Fang says, hi, oh, hey, John. Howdy, Raymond. Evening, Diana. Aha, there's our YouTube crowd. Lasercorn says, hey, peeps, finally got to see Godzilla vs. Kong. Keeping my commentary to myself. Okay, all right. I get it. Me too. Me too. Raymond says, Glam. Glam. It's so cool to be able to see Glam again. For if you're new, there was a while when Glam and Tom Paisley were they were shadow viewers. Where, well, everybody else could see them, but I couldn't. So I'm glad that got worked out to where I can now see their comments. So, good. Now, I said the very first Chiller Chat, it's kind of neat because as we were, the show used to be called Sleepy Hollow Theater, and in between the show, in between the movie segments, Jack Shadow would come on, and he might say, you know, and now let's go to Chiller Chat. And then Chiller Chat would come on, and it would be maybe a 3-minute segment, and then, you know, that we would do it that way throughout the movie, 3-4 minutes. And the very first one we did was we were talking to a paranormal investigation team called ORPIT, the Oil Region Paranormal Investigation Team. So, see, I wasn't lying about that. But the neat thing about it is, as we were talking to them, we said, now, tune into this. We gave a website, or, you know, if I'm recalling this right, where people could actually, they're watching the show, and they could actually go to the computer and stream that, and they could see us live as we were in the Linesville Hotel, or the Knickerbocker Hotel in Linesville, Pennsylvania, set up with the investigation team. So it was kind of cool because we were on the live cam at the same time the show was airing. Neat, I think. Brad says, I watched DC's Zack Snyder's Justice League earlier today on HBO Max. 4-hour movie, but holy mackerel, it was very, very good. If you haven't seen it yet on HBO Max, Brian, I highly recommend it. You know, I heard about that. I was thinking about checking that out. I haven't yet. I've been a little busy there, but I do intend to check that out. I have heard some good things about it. A lot of people have been giving it some thumbs up. So, okay. All right. So there's where we're at there with Chiller Chat coming up. And of course, speaking of anniversaries, next Saturday night on May 1st, Jack Shadow will have been a horror host for 13 years next Saturday night. So, it wasn't exactly on that day. I think it was May 2nd or May 3rd in 2008, whatever the first Saturday of May is. But we can't really do that, can we? Because it could fall on a Wednesday or something like that. So the first Saturday of May is the anniversary date. So it will be on May 1st, and new episode next week. New episode with Jack Shadow, as he will be featuring. Now, since we are not doing the watch parties anymore, I still like to use that drum roll. So I'm going to do that. Okay, here we go. The movie for next week, a brand new Chiller Night Theater. At least, now here's my little disclaimer. I've penciled it in, okay? I've penciled it in because, here's the thing. My week is so very busy this week, okay? And the only night I can tape this is on Wednesday night. Now, that doesn't leave me much time to get the episode edited up and sent to Stream TV. I'm gonna be really rushing, so I've had some things thrown on me at the last minute, and hopefully from Wednesday until for the next couple days, I'm in the clear and I can actually get this done. If I can't, that'll be a shame, because I'm really hoping to get this new episode done prior to next Saturday. So we'll see. But if all goes well, the new episode, Jack Shadow will be featuring. All right, this is a special occasion, so you get the drum roll. You'll be featuring Jesse James meets Frankenstein's daughter. Ha ha! So, here you have it, folks. I'm sure you would expect nothing less than something like this for Chiller Night Theater. Jack Shadow will indeed be featuring Jesse James meets Frankenstein's daughter. Did I say verses? I always want to say verses, but it's meets. Yeah, that sounds a lot more pleasant, doesn't it? But I don't know why. But anyways, there it is. In all of its Western and horror glory, Jesse James meets Frankenstein's daughter. So that will be the episode next week. John says, wow, 13 years of Jack Shadow. He looks great. Yeah, can you believe it? Lillian says, replying to Brad Beckwith, I'm watching right now. Well, Lillian, thanks for joining us. Let's see. Cassandra says, I love it. 13 awesome years. Brad says, and I'm watching the new Mortal Kombat later tonight. Oh, yeah. That's right. That came out, didn't it? And then Ghoul World Order says, ever see Billy the Kid versus Dracula? Funny thing, Jack actually talks about that in the upcoming episode next week. So, don't want to give too much away, but yes. So there you have it. That'll be the next episode. And yeah, it is kind of weird. 13 years I've been doing this, and still going at it, aren't I? So with the addition of now the pre-show for the last 3 years, we saw that last week, 3 anniversary of this show, 13 years for the other show. So I just really appreciate you guys tuning in and being supportive and watching the shows and leaving your comments and emailing me and messaging me. So helps keep things going. And Lasercorn says, somebody please lie to me and tell me that the weather is going to be warm tomorrow, please. I think it actually is. Now, is that a lie? You'll have to wait and see. Brad says, is this next week? Yes, that'll be next week. The movie tonight is Terror Creatures from the Grave. And then John says, replying to Ghoul World Order, I have seen Gladiator movies. Does that count? Billy the Kid versus Dracula. Well, like Jack is, he'll tell you, don't be surprised if Billy the Kid versus Dracula pops up on Chiller Night Theater one of these nights. So, I don't give too much away. I won't play them 2 weeks in a row. but it will be coming up. Let's see. Like I said, that's the goal for next week. We shall see if I'm able to pull that off. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope between Wednesday and the end of the week, I've got a clear runway for productivity, and I can get the editing done, and the taping, which is of course the most important part. Will we can do that without too many more obstacles getting in my way this week. But such is life. Latest Corn says, so has anyone here ever been to Chestnut Ridge in southwestern Pennsylvania? I have not. What's in Chestnut Ridge in southwestern PA? Or if I have been there, I'm not aware of it. Or maybe I've gone through it. I don't know. John says, play them as a double feature and really give us a treat. Well, John, funny you should say that, because it was double billed back in, what, 1966, I think, is when it came out. 56 or 66. No, 56, I believe, is when that movie came out. I don't know. Jack knows. He's the horror host, not me. But, yeah, it was, well, I don't want to give too much away, but yes, yeah. Because that'll be using all my dialogue. But yeah, it was actually a double build, when they came out together at the same time. So that was what folks went to the drive-in to see. Remember those, the drive-in theaters? Wow, brings back memories, doesn't it? But Raymond says, I hope Jack Shadow will give SP. What? I'm looking at. Am I looking at that wrong? We'll give SP and then ohm. I'm sorry, Raymond. I don't know. We'll give some. Some? All right. Sounds like. All right. Well, maybe we'll see what's going on there with that. Oh, special advice. Okay. Yes. Maybe he will. He likes to share his wisdom to viewers. So maybe he'll do just that. Lasercorn says there was a documentary done on Chestnut Ridge called "An Invasion on Chestnut Ridge" a few years ago. Stan Gordon is in it. And now all I want to do is go there. Really? Invasion on Chestnut Ridge a few years ago. Huh. I've not heard of this. But it sounds intriguing. Is it a new documentary? Is it a newer one? That'd be cool. Maybe I could have Stan on to talk about that. That's cool. I didn't know that. Last time I saw Stan was actually at the Butler Paranormal Conference 2 years ago. They didn't have it last year, but the year before that. And that's where I actually interviewed him the last time for an episode of Chiller Chat. So that'd be neat to have him back on, and maybe we can talk about that. Brad says, have you ever met or heard of someone who had any stories about the Mothman in West Virginia, Brian? So you should have them as a guest on Chiller Chat. I actually do have somebody coming on who has had a Mothman sighting. He and his wife both saw it at the same time. So I think I'm going to do that one in the studio. That's actually going to be done in the studio. But it'll be coming up soon. He told me he's going to get in touch with me when he gets back from Florida. So once he does that and comes up this way, we'll have him on and he can talk about that. Neat thing is, not only was he witnessed the Mothman or something similar to that, fits the description anyways, he was also one of the zombies on Night of the Living Dead. So the original Night of the Living Dead. So we'll talk to him about that, and that'll be an interesting episode. Lasercorn says, I think it was done in 2018. Well, that was recent. I consider that recent. Diana says, Chestnut Ridge sounds cool. Yeah. The invasion of Chestnut Ridge. I wonder what that would be, like like a UFO invasion or invasion of some kind of cryptozoological creature or mystery. Cool. I'll get in touch with Stan and see if he can come on here and talk about it. Lasercorn says, I want to go there, Diana, but admittingly with a bit of hesitation. Brad says, really? Wow. Well, that's neat. Write that down. Chestnut Ridge. All right. And Stan Gordon. All right. I have to look that up. Invasion on Chestnut. I'm a very old school pen, paper. That's how I take my notes. All right. Invasion on Chestnut Ridge. All right. Got it. Lasercorn says, I might have had a UFO near there. I might have had a UFO near there in the early 90s. You had an incident? You had a sighting? Is that what you mean? Ghoul World Order says, I would love to investigate the Mothman. The lore behind that particular cryptid is amazing. Yeah, we had Daniel Hegman, who was the he was talking about the my mind just totally went blank right now. The gargoyle, what the heck? My mind just went blank. The Shikoro gargoyle. He was it's been quite a day. But he was on there talking about that, and I can't help but think that there's some similarity between the Shikora gargoyle, they call it that, because of the wingspan and the red eyes and stuff. Well, I mean, as that is being described, I think of the Mothman. So I mean, just like different areas where there's Bigfoot sightings. I mean, he goes by different names in different areas, whatever they've called him over the years. So I don't know. It could very well be the same thing, the Shikora gargoyle, which is an my understanding is, as he said, those sightings have been all over, but it's mostly here in, of course, Shikora, Butler, in Butler County. So, which is where I'm at. So whenever I go outside, I gotta look up, make sure I'm not seeing anything flying around. No, but it is. I'm in a very interesting location. I am, because I'm in an area in Northwest PA that there have been all kinds of strange sightings. Whether it be the Shikora gargoyle. Like I said, that's like right here. I mean, not far from where I'm at. Bigfoot sightings. We've had all kinds of stuff going on around here. UFO sightings. So I guess I live in an interesting area. So Diana says, love Stan Gordon. Yeah, he's really something. He's been doing this for so long, and he's been on every show that you see on, like Ancient Aliens and Search of Aliens and Unsolved Mysteries and things like that. Coast to Coast, he's a regular guest on Coast to Coast, and I've had the pleasure of having him on my show a couple times. So, in fact, he was a guest on Coast to Coast one night when I was listening to him, and I got in touch with him the very next day, because this was years ago, and it was the first time I heard of Stan Gordon. I said, hey, I told him who I was and what I was doing, and I invited him to be a guest on the show, and, over the course of some correspondence back and forth, so I kind of laid out a little bit more what I was doing with Chiller Chat. I actually traveled to Kecksburg, Pennsylvania, where I interviewed him for Chiller Chat. It's kind of cool because the replica of the object, the UFO that had fallen or crashed in Kecksburg, Pennsylvania, was right behind us in the background as we were talking. Now that replica was used on one of the episodes of I believe it was Unsolved Mysteries. That's why the replica was even made to begin with. So that was pretty cool. Lasercorn says UFO sighting. Sorry. Oh, that's neat. You had a UFO sighting in the early 90s. Near there. Oh, you ought to get on Chiller Chat and talk about that if you want to. I hate to put you on the spot here, but if you ever want to come on and talk about it, I mean, like to have you. Brad says, "Look what I started with the Mothman, Brian. LOL." Oh heck no! That's why we're here though. Talk about anything horror, science fiction, even paranormal related, or I guess if you want to say cryptozoological instead of paranormal, you know, to each his own. Or even like the old nostalgic collectibles that fall within any of those genres. That's why we're here. That's why I do this, or even Chiller Chat. Um, I just want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what's out there. I want to hear what, even if you haven't had any sightings, if you have a particular interest in any of those things, want to be a guest, get in touch with me. I'm always willing to have you guys on as guests. And Cassandra says, anyone play Fallout? It is Mothman Week. What? It's Mothman Week? I didn't know that. They actually have a week for Mothman? Okay. All right, cool. I was not aware, but interesting. Interesting. Do they have a Bigfoot week? Are we leaving him out? I mean, you know, they get their own week? That's neat. But Raymond says, I had a problem typing on my iPad. I am now typing on my iPhone. Okay, all right. I didn't know what was going on there. No, that's cool. Yeah, but Jack Shadow, I don't know. We'll see what he has to say next week. So, John says, you want to talk about something supernatural. Last week, a World War II Avenger torpedo bomber aircraft crashed off the beach in Miami. Oh, yeah. The weird thing is that the aircraft carried the markings of Flight 19 that was lost in the Bermuda Triangle. What do you think about this? That is crazy. I've not even heard of this, John. That's very interesting. I have to look that up. I didn't hear about that story. It's been kind of a really uh, uh, busy week. I've just had a lot coming down on me, but that's interesting. I'm gonna have to take some time to look into that. That is strange, very strange. Raymond says those crazy West Virginians. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, isn't it though? But that's why I started Chiller Chat. Back when I was first started doing, well, it was called Sleepy Hollow Theater back then, when Jack Shadow first started the hosting, hosting a show. At the same time I was putting that show idea together, I thought, well, wouldn't it be cool to do something like I'm hearing on Coast to Coast, just to have a talk show, have have guests on and talk about this stuff. Now, I was very limited on who I could have because I was doing stuff always in the studio. And then I later branched off and started having guests call in when Chiller Chat became its own program instead of just segments that were inserted into the show. At that point, that's when I started doing the phone calls because it's a lot more practical. And there's only so many guests that I can get to come to the studio, or me go to them. So, because I've gone to Gettysburg, I've gone to various places, I've picked up and went there to go interview people. So, this makes it nice. It makes it very practical because I don't have a lot of extra time on my hands. I wish I did, but that makes it a lot more practical for me to be able to keep up with new programming. So, yeah, let's see. I think I'm all caught up on stuff here. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very excited about especially I'll put this back up again. this whole thing with the idea of having a guest that I can see, you can see as well as me, and hear, the audio and video. That will be pretty cool, and I think that will really, that of course will really boost the quality of Chiller Chat. So, but that's neat because then I can be talking to somebody. Our friend there, Kevin from Ireland. I know he said it was the last week. He said, "Oh, you could talk to Donald Glut again. Have him on the show again." Well, I could. Donald. He lives in California, and I could be, we could be seeing Donald like this, with an actual video of him, or I'm just picking him, as an example. But of course, it could be anybody. I wouldn't be limited on who could come to the studio, and I also, as much as this has helped me, it'd be much better than just talking to the guest on the phone, laying it here, and hoping that we have decent sound quality for the show. So that's a big improvement. Again, I don't know quite all that's entailed in making that happen, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Brad says, people I know in Orlando, Florida, thought they saw a UFO, but it was actually the SpaceX rocket from Cape Canaveral, Florida. They have been working overtime down there at Cape Canaveral, Florida. LOL. Yeah. Yeah, that SpaceX rocket, that's pretty neat, yeah. It's just there's so many plans in they got Space Force, they got this, the SpaceX rocket. Elon Musk has got all kinds of ideas to, they want to send people to Mars soon. They want to send them back to the moon. I would just love to see this stuff happen. So we'll see. I think we're living in an exciting time. We've hit some various speed bumps along the way within the last year, but I have a feeling that I have a hopeful feeling that things will be smoothing out when it when it comes to that stuff. So and a lot of other things hopefully will be smoothing out, and we'll see. Well, I guess we'll just see how things go. Raymond says, my iPad gives a good view of the castle. I never noticed the zombies walking around in front. Oh, really? Now, if you really have a good view, take a look up. If you've never seen it before, if you've got a better view now, take a look up at the very top of the castle, right up there. Now Jack Shadow's in there. It's Shadow. It's Castle Shadow in the background. It says Castle, and I'm just Jack's little helper. I wheel my cart out here, the little kiosk desk assembly here, just an hour before his show comes on. So, but if you look back there, you can see him in there moving around, and I think that's pretty cool. Elon, Laser, Brad says, but I love this stuff. Oh yeah, me too. Lasercorn says, Elon Musk fuels my silent rage. Okay. Well, just don't think about him too much if he's fueling your silent rage. Brad says, makes you proud to be an American. A lot of things do. Raymond says, yes, I see him watching your performance. Yes. Yeah, I want to be on my best behavior down here. Don't want to make the big guy mad. Ghoul World Order says, Jack Shadow has an awesome pad. Reminds me of the Reform School. LOL. Just kidding. Yeah. Yeah, kind of got that look to it. Yeah. What were we talking about? Oh, Lasercorn and Elon Musk. I was just rereading that. Fuels my silent rage. I'd be curious to know. All right. Well, hopefully, I don't know. We haven't ruined anyone's night talking about Elon Musk. But I would love to see these things happen. I'd love to see man return to the moon, Man on the moon, And I would love to see man reach Mars. I think that that would be quite an accomplishment, and we'll have to see how that goes, won't we now? So, um, we'll see. But anyways, I'm going to throw the schedule back up for right now. And now coming on at 9 o'clock. Hey, that's partly why we're here, is to go over the schedule. 9 o'clock, Jack Shadow features Terror Creatures from the Grave. That's a good movie. I really enjoy that one. 11 p.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Leah Dawn Madden. And if you missed it on Tuesday night, the live version, you get to see it tonight. And she will be talking about the world of fairies. So, or Fae, or the little people. So, 11:30 p.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Indestructible Man. That, of course, stars Lon Chaney Jr. as the Indestructible Man. 1:30 a.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is George Garanzi, and he's going to be talking about the Ghoul World Order show that he does online. So check that out if you haven't yet. At 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is The Devil Bat. Now that has Bela Lugosi of all people. So hopefully get a chance to check those out. Now, all three of those episodes were done live. So that's kind of neat for you to know. That was we've done some shows where Jack Shadow has been live interacting with the viewers, just as I'm doing right now. It was a neat idea, I thought, to see if I could do a live Chiller Night Theater in that way and have Jack actually interacting with the viewers. That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun for me, and I really enjoyed doing that, and I wish that I could continue to do that. Although from this point on, I think that the only way that Chiller Night Theater will be aired will be kind of exclusively through Stream TV. I'm just getting so, if you're a horror host and you put anything on YouTube, you'll know my my frustrations with that. It's just too much, But I've kind of beaten that horse beaten that dead horse already. Oh, Lasercorn says, "Oh, Elon is a visionary. He just makes me punchy." Okay, he is a very strange individual. I don't know if you're on Twitter or anything like that, but just watch it. Look at his tweets, and you think he just sends the most strange things out there. And I'm thinking he's got to be a brilliant mind, but he's just he's a strange ranger. There's no doubt about it. David says, second glass, second glass of champagne. Cheers. All right, awesome. And Lasercorn says, Brian, does the ghost that appears above Castle Shadow have a name? No, that's a good question. I don't know. I have to ask Jack Shadow. That I do not know. We'll have to ask Jack about that. So, I never thought about that before, but yeah, we'll have to find out. I'll have to get back to you on that one. So, the ghost that appears above the shadow, or the castle. It's kind of cool because I was looking for things to add on here, and just like, speaking of which, but I thought, it'd be kind of neat to just kind of get an idea, the horror, the science fiction, the UFO, the old UFO looking thing from like that 50s version, the flying saucer. Raymond says, let's have a naming contest. Okay, how do we do the naming contest? Let's see. Anybody have an idea on how to do this other than just writing it here? We ought to do something like that. Name the ghost. Name the ghost. Lasercorn says, agreed, Raymond. Sorry, Glam. It's going to committee, she says. Or he says. It's a Glam. It's going to committee, yeah. All right. All right, let's get this worked out. How are we going to do this? We could do a poll. Maybe we could do a poll, and you guys give me what can you the poll survey. I think it's 3 items, right? So if I get 3 names by the end of this program here, I can do a poll and we can maybe, or no, that's not really a contest, is it? No, we got to have a contest. The original statement was a contest. So let's have a naming contest. Let's see. Lasercorn says, Glam, the ghost in question needs a name. It's all up to you. Oh, and then that's when you say it's a commit. I missed that one. Okay. Brad says, did you hear that they're sending a SpaceX rocket, including actual American citizens, to orbit it at International Space Station this October? The Inspiration rocket, they call it. That's cool. Note, no citizen has ever been to space since Challenger of 1986. Is that right? I did not know that. I don't know enough about this stuff, the space programming and their accomplishments and stuff, but not off the top of my head anyway. So that is really cool. Very cool. I just turned my monitor off. Hopefully you guys are still. Aha! I'm still here. No, that's really cool. That's a very interesting topic, I think. Because I'm very fascinated with this idea of. That's why I love throwing the UFOs and stuff like that in keeping with the sci-fi aspect of the chiller movies, because I'm so interested in stuff like that, and since I was a little kid, I've always had interest in science fiction, not only with the movies like the invading aliens and stuff like that, and long before the days of Star Wars, it was even a thing. I just always loved science fiction and reading science fiction and watching science fiction. So, but this idea of us going to a different planet, going to the moon is one thing and it's a great accomplishment. Um, but to actually be on a different planet in our solar system, I can't imagine that. I mean, I imagine since I was a little kid, but I mean, for that to actually happen is it's mind staggering in my opinion. That we've actually traveled that distance and stepped foot out onto a different planet. I can't wait to see that, and I really do. It's supposed to be in the very near future, so I can only hope that it does occur in my lifetime, and I'm one that gets to experience that. Lasercorn says, hang on, got a break for dinner. I shall return in a bit. Oh, okay, Lasercorn. Well, I hope you have a good dinner. Jeff says, how about Bella Lugosly? Bella Lugosly. I like that. Well, we'll put a pin in that one, Jeff, because we got to do a contest of some type. We'll see. Cassandra says, maybe that ghost is Chilly Billy watching over everyone. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Ah, call it Chilly. Chilly. I like that. Brad says, how far we've come with science. Yeah, definitely. Gold World Order says, I'm especially interested in the moons of Jupiter and Saturn. Yeah, that's another thing. Our solar system has many worlds in it. Yeah, I would love to see. I hope I'm still around when we get to explore those uh, a lot more thoroughly than just taking the pictures and stuff. So Raymond says, I'll to think of some names this week. Express them next Saturday and vote. The name receiving the most votes win. I'm sorry, I've had such a long day. Okay, that's an idea. Okay, here we go then. I like that idea. And I was thinking something similar to that already, so I like that idea. Okay, Raymond says, think of some names this week, express them next Saturday, and vote. The names receiving the most votes win. All right, there you have it. David says, boo the ghost. Boo. All right, well, put that name idea in there, and then next Saturday, the name that has the most votes will win. There you go. Glam says, Pew, Was sweating bullets there for a minute, if you get that metal reference. Sweating bullets for there for a minute. What? No, I don't know if you were referring to a comment above Glam, but or there's something right in there within that bracket of your message. But I have missed the reference, unfortunately. Brad says, but Brad says, I'm sure they have learned from their mistakes from the Challenger tragedy of '86. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they have. I remember I was sitting in school in the cafeteria, lunch cafeteria, when they made that announcement. So that was something. I remembered where I was when I heard that. It was very tragic historical occurrences. Ghoul World Order says, you don't suppose the ghost of George Romero, do you? Yeah, we call him George. There are zombies walking around the outside of the castle, so that's got me thinking. Yes, looking down upon his creation. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of a fun thing to do. All right, let's do that, and we'll vote on a name next week. So be thinking. Sweating Bullets is a Megadeth song. Okay, all right. I gotta say I've not listened to Megadeth, so the reference escaped me there. So there you have it. All right. Sweating bullets for a minute there. All right, well, that's what we're going to do. The most names, the most votes on these names next week, we'll just officially wrap it up and name the ghost that is flying around the top of the castle. So remember these names. You got George, you got Chili, or Boo, and Bella Lugosly. I like that. That's cool. I like them all, but that's funny. All right, so there's a few. So hold on to those, and we'll throw them out there next week. And 8:48. Oh boy, this is coming up to a close already, aren't we? All right. So again, next Saturday, the 13-year anniversary of, I'm going to just say, Chiller Night Theater. It's actually Jack Shadow being horror host, because the show evolved from Sleepy Hollow Theater into Chiller Night Theater. It's the same show. We just changed the title. So 13-year anniversary of Jack Shadow being a horror host is coming up next Saturday, and to commemorate this this event, my fingers are crossed. The intent is to present a brand new episode with Jack Shadow featuring Jesse James meets Frankenstein's daughter. So that is the plan. That is the plan. I am working on that as much as I can this coming week, and we'll like I say, we'll see if that happens. I'm gonna work like crazy to make sure it does. It's a really quick turnaround from when I'm able to actually film it, or tape it, I guess. I still say film. To tape it, and then to edit that and get that turned around into the studio for Saturday night. It's gonna be it's just another typical day for me. But so that'll be a lot of fun. So we'll see. We'll hopefully be seeing that movie next week. That's the plan. That's the plan. And short of anything coming up in the meantime, that will happen. So Brad says, whoever has the most votes wins. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get that ghost named next Saturday night. We're just going to do it. Next Saturday night. Next Saturday night, pal, wherever you're at, you're going to have a name. So there you go. Don't forget. Tune in if you want to be invested in this. Want to be involved? There we go. All right. think I'm all caught up on the comments here. And don't forget if you're relatively new here, we do live chiller chats every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Same way you're watching this now. It's on the Chiller Night. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. So most of the time we have guests on here. Occasionally there are those times like this coming Tuesday where I will not have a guest. I just thought it was a little too much with me trying to prepare a new episode for next Saturday. So rather than me have a guest, it will be me on here talking about various chiller related things, and then we'll have the new episode next Saturday night. We'll have to get Jack back up and dust him off and get him back in front of the camera again. So he's been very anxious to do some shows, some new content. So we'll be seeing that next Saturday. So 13-year anniversary, and then the week after that is 13 years of Chiller Chat, and so maybe I'll even show a little clip from the very first Chiller Chat. We didn't even have a name for it, I don't think, on the very first episode, and then we jokingly called it Chiller Chat because our thinking was just to be funny. We thought, we're in the middle of all this horror stuff, and then let's call it Chiller Chat. Sounds kind of pleasant. It was just done as kind of as a joke, and then the name just kind of stuck, because for a while there, within that first year, we were joking about changing the name. Can we change the name? And then it just kind of stuck, and now I like the name, and liked the name for a while, but so there you have it. That show has evolved too over the years, and it will continue to evolve with the upgrade of what we're able to do with the technology. So let's see. Brad says, breaking news, I just received word that they're shooting an ESPN 30 for 30 documentary about the original American Gladiators that started in Erie, Pennsylvania. Really? That's pretty neat. Actually, I'll be honest there, Brad. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that they started that in Erie, Pennsylvania. That's not that far at all from me. I'm kind of in the middle of between Erie and Pittsburgh is where I'm at. So that's cool. Very cool. Raymond says the late Dwayne Jones, who portrayed Ben in the 1968 version of Night of the Living Dead. What is that? Is that the ghost? Is that what you're saying? It could be. I mean, who's to say it isn't? I'd hate to give him the wrong name. I'd feel kind of bad about that. But you guys are going to be the ones doing it, so I won't feel too bad. Brad says in the 70s. Really? I did not know that. I did not know that, Brad. That's interesting. I didn't know the American Gladiators history at all. So that's cool. Didn't know that. Interesting. Who would have thought that that's coming up on 53 years? Night of the Living Dead. Isn't that something? What a neat movie. Neat idea. Well, it's 8:55, folks. So we'll put a cap on this here in a few minutes. But again, if you don't know how to watch the show, if you're new on here, go to streammedia.tv, and go to that site. You can watch it right there, playing off of the site itself. If you like to watch the stuff on the computer, I like to watch stuff on my TV. So you can also scroll down the side of that page to where you see the Roku symbol. Click on that, get connected in that way, and there you can watch it on your TV, the Stream Media, or the Stream TV Roku channel. So do that, and Brad says at Central High School Gymnasium in Erie, Pennsylvania, in the 70s. I had no idea. I thought it was something that maybe started in the like mid to late 80s. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Brad says 5 minutes until Chiller Night Theater. Get your Rokus ready. Yes. Well, and we'll be I'll be wrapping this up. I'll throw the schedule up there one last time, and then let that you all get your Rokus fired up. The schedule for tonight, once again, is that in just a few minutes, Chiller Night Theater, Jack Shadow features Terror Creatures from the Grave, and 11 o'clock, Chiller Chat, I guess, is Leah Dawn Madden. She'll be talking about fairies. And 11:30 p.m., Chiller Night Theater, the movie is Indestructible Man. 1:30 a.m., Chiller Chat, my guest is George Garanci, and again, he'll be talking about Ghoul World Order. So, and 2 a.m., Chiller Night Theater, the movie is The Devil Bat. So I hope you get a chance to check out the Chiller Night programming for tonight, Chiller Night Theater and Chiller Chat. And thank you guys for joining me tonight for the Chiller Night Live pre-show. And John says, this has been Chiller Night pre-show with Brian Hogue, and now it's time to say not goodbye, but thanks for the entertaining hour. Oh, thank you. This is Crozak the Grand. Until next Saturday night, stay chilled, keep thrilled. I like that. I like that, John. And then Glam Fang says, another excellent chat. It looks like a bat there, a bat icon. Mine has a really dark background behind it, so it looks like a bat icon. Thanks all. Have a great week. Well, thank you, Glam. I appreciate that. I appreciate you, John, Brad, everybody joining me tonight for the pre-show. So have a good night. Have a good chiller night. We'll see you next week.